On this morning's broadcast, we have an array of diverse stories we're excited to share with you. From an inclusive student profile to a unique perspective on fears, this week's broadcast is an interesting one. Welcome back from winter break, Rams. We hope everyone was able to get the rest that they needed. I'm Carter Phillips.
And I'm Benjamin Ray. This morning's stories are made up entirely of KRAM's first semester finals, for the stories that our student journalists wanted to tell, but didn't always make the cut.
With that, let's start with the student profile.
Sofia, Kerns, and Carter Phillips want to learn more about what life is like being deaf in our school.
Being a deaf student in a hearing school comes with its own challenges, but Santiago Mares is making it look easy. Santiago Mares is a freshman here at Rampart who utilizes ASL as his primary language. You may have seen Santiago in one of your classes with his interpreter, Trish Curtis, who is dedicated to helping him learn and adapt to our culture here at Rampart. We asked Santiago what his experience has been like so far as a new student who is part of the deaf community.
You know, he desires to get to know the peers, the people in this school, and really I think that the challenge, like he came from a deaf school to a hearing school, and to me he's a brave person to throw himself into this environment and being willing to be around a lot of people who don't know his language and his culture.
Although there can sometimes be a language barrier, staff and students at Rampart have created a welcoming environment for Santiago this year. With the help of Miss Curtis and his teachers, Santiago has been able to excel inside and outside of the classroom.
Well, Santi's great. I mean, the kids love him. From the beginning of the year, they've been trying to learn a lot of sign language so they can communicate with him. He laughs with them. I mean, his interpreter does a great job making sure whatever's being said is interpreted, and that's, you know, that makes him a little bit more part of the class, I think.
He's funny, he's sweet, he's patient with people too. It's just fun, like the small little things that we do, like hanging outside of school. And he just understands me more than most people.
Santiago frequently uses the Notes app, texting, and other writing strategies to communicate with students who haven't learned ASL. This has helped him to make friends and get to know other Rampart students this year. Whether you've taken ASL here at Rampart before or don't know anything about sign language at all students are encouraged to communicate with Santiago. He is open to teaching signs to anyone who is interested in understanding ASL.
I know that we have actually a deaf teacher here that teaches the class, and that's, I think, the best way to learn ASL is by interacting with a teacher that's deaf, learning from them. Because it's their language, right? As well as interacting with a deaf student. I think sometimes people feel uncomfortable because they're like, oh, I'm just a beginning ASL person. But really, Santiago's a very approachable person. I think if you want to even take ASL, or if you're already taking ASL, I would really encourage people to come up if they see him in the hallway and say hi and try to make some conversation, you know, and welcome to the school.
Make sure if you see Santiago in the hallway to sign hello. If you're interested in taking an ASL class, talk to your counselor about adding it to your schedule. This has been Sofia Kerns
And Carter Phillips,
reporting for KRAM.
And the reason why I have...
Thank you, Sofia and Carter, for that diverse look into Santiago's day-to-day life.
with the start of the new semester, we're beginning to see the rise of all the different winter sports, one of which is the Winter Guard.
Maya Mills took a detailed look into the Winter Guard's recent changes.
Winter Guard is a competitive sport that many love. This season, the Guard has been doing something new. The color guard season has been in full swing. We interviewed the team to find out how the season is going and why they joined the sport.
So Winter Guard is an indoor competition sport. We spin, flag, rifle, saber, and we also dance. To really any kind of story you want to tell, any music. And so this year we are doing Out of the Woods for our varsity team, and we're going to do Soldier Poet King by the Oh Hellos for the JV, so I'm really excited about that.
I've been having a hard time finding passions with stuff. And I joined color guard in the marching band season, and I really enjoyed it. So winter guard kind of just came along with it.
So I originally had joined like my freshman year just because I really liked doing it in the fall, and I wanted to do something with my sister, and then I just never looked back.
There's been some new changes to the Winter Guard program. The Guard shared how it has impacted the team.
So we have a lot of new people joining this year, and in order to maximize like the rehearsal space and make sure everybody gets the same amount of time in rehearsal, we decided to split the teams up.
It is kind of like both an advantage and a disadvantage for sure. Varsity doesn't get as much time with the JV and vice versa, but it is also a good thing because I think it allows a lot of the newer members to take the time and really get used to kind of simpler work and simpler tosses and everything before they're kind of thrown into the more difficult stuff.
Having smaller teams makes it easier for Caitlin and me and Maddie to help everyone and make sure that everyone is able to get all the different skills.
It is enjoyable because of the different things each team goes through. We have more experiences.
There have been many trials and successes adjusting to the new changes. Some team members shared some of theirs and their goals for the competition season.
Really, mainly it's been learning how to be captain, and it's just been a little bit hard learning some of the fundamentals when you don't have enough equipment for two guards.
I think one of the big challenges is going to be rehearsal time, and also from a writing standpoint, just making sure that the two shows are completely different.
We've been moving really quickly. We already have some of our flag feature, which compared to last year is a big step ahead of time.
For the Guard as a whole, I just want us to be able to do the show to the best of our abilities, and just for everyone to have the best season that they can.
I obviously want them to bond really well and have a good season, but we also want to win, so.
Good luck to the Guard at the upcoming competitions. If you're interested in seeing the Guard in action, they will be at Trojan Arena at Fountain Fort Carson High School on Saturday, March 15th for regionals, and at the Rampart Gymnasium, April 16th at 6:30 for the Friends and Family Show. This has been Maya Mills reporting for KRAM.
The Guard has been working hard and are all looking forward to this season's upcoming competitions.
There are even more activities represented here at Rampart, one of which is dance.
We have students here to share the dedication and devotion to dance, but today our piece focuses on dancing as a duet. We'll give it away to Morgan for more.
Frequently, students have passions that reach further than a classroom. Fiona, Wachter, and I decided to highlight two dancers here at Rampart that are passionate about their talents. Many things in life require people to be able to work together in groups or as partnerships. Jacob Garcia and Gianna Claros master the skill on the dance floor. As duet partners in dance, they both have a history with this sport.
I started dancing when I was 9, and my mom put me in ballet classes, and I just sprung from there.
I started dancing when I was 2 because I just was moving around a lot. My mom put me in dance classes, and then I started competitively dancing when I was 4.
Spending as much time as they do in the dance studio, there are many things that Jacob and Gianna have learned.
It's helped teach me how to work with others and just take corrections and be professional in certain environments.
I've been dancing for so long, and I feel it's definitely made me very competitive as a person, and I think it just is an outlet.
Being duet partners has impacted Gianna and Jacob's friendship in more ways than one.
It definitely helps us communicate more, definitely in rehearsals and stuff like that. We definitely have to talk things out and talk to each other about things we could fix about our duet.
Sometimes we argue if we think one thing is right, and so we kind of get mad at each other sometimes, but overall it just makes us stronger.
It has a positive effect on their friendship. I think they have to work hard to be able to fully trust each other because they are the only two on stage. It requires them to kind of think outside of themselves and their friendship outside of dance and kind of put a common goal first.
The people surrounding Jacob and Gianna recognize their traits that make them compatible as dance partners.
They both have nice work ethics. I think when you're in a rehearsal just with your best friend, sometimes it's a little easy to get sidetracked, but overall they work hard both in class and in practice.
Jacob's very an uplifting person. If I need anything, I can definitely go to him. He's very funny. Gianna's an amazing person. She's super sweet, always there for everyone. Both of them are great dancers. Keep doing what you love, Rams. This has been Morgan Szpunar and Fiona Wachter reporting for KRAM.
Thank you, Fiona and Morgan, for your in-depth look at duet dancing.
Bûche de Noël is a long-standing tradition here at Rampart, which consists of baking and eating cake, which sounds like my kind of competition.
This year was interesting. We'll give it to Nate Bergstrom and Cameron Hazeltine for more.
The holidays are a time of celebration for many students. We at KRAM have baked up a story for you about one of our school's tastier holiday traditions. There are many different holiday traditions that people celebrate here at Rampart. One that is emphasized is the Bûche de Noël competition. Let's dive into this French tradition.
The Bûche de Noël competition is a baking contest in which participants will bake a Yule log and compete for 4 categories: taste, look, originality, and uniqueness.
The Bûche de Noël is a traditional Yule log cake that the French do on Christmas Eve. So it is shaped like a log. It's decorated in many different ways.
The history of the event might surprise some considering its prominence in the school.
I started it actually during COVID. I wanted to do something that was kind of fun for them at home. So they actually, during COVID, baked one at home and then showed it to all the students. And then I thought, boy, it would be great to bring it to school and have a display. So I went from 6 competitors to this year we have 12, I believe. So it's one of the largest. They'll all be in the library on Thursday, and students will be able to vote on the most creative.
People participate in the event for different reasons and enjoy different aspects of the event.
I'm competing in the competition because I really enjoy baking and it's a really fun hobby, and I thought it'd be fun to do the competition and bake a bûche de Noël since I've never baked a bûche de Noël before.
Favorite part is the ability to really do what you want with it. There's not a very strict rules on it. You can do pretty much any design that you want, any flavor, and it's really fun just experimenting and trying new things.
I'm competing in the competition because I enjoy baking and I also enjoy French, and I thought, why not do both at the same time?
I think that students don't often get a chance to be really creative outside of school. I think this gives them a chance to do that. A lot of students really are into baking, and we don't have anything like that here at school. So I think it gives them something to look forward to. But I also believe that sharing the real traditions of a culture are important, and by showing the whole school what other people do in other countries can help broaden their perspective and teach them something about other cultures.
Consider participating in next year's Bûche de Noël competition, Rams. This has been Nate Bergstrom reporting for KRAM.
With the competition already at a close, all we can do is look forward to next year.
Robotics is an entertaining mental sport which a few Rampart students have the leisure of being able to partake in.
Drew Schloesser is a part of the robotics team here at District 20.
Did you know that District 20 has a competitive robotics team? KRAM wanted to find out more.
Many people don't know about the District 20 robotics team. However, this team is only the tip of the iceberg for a large, thriving worldwide community.
First Robotics is what we compete under, and it's the opportunity for high schoolers to come in and run a competition in 12 weeks where they start from scratch. They build a robot, and after 12 weeks, they compete their robot.
FIRST is an acronym. It stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. It's an organization worldwide that focuses on building competition and growing students academically in engineering.
So we're Rocky Mountain Robotics Team 662. We are the Academy District 20 team, which houses all of the high schools in the district under one roof for one robotics team.
And it's a place of kind of home to a lot of people where they walk in and they're like, I want to be a part of a great group of people who are looking to overcome all these challenges. You get friends that you would never normally expect. Everyone from Air Academy, DCC, to Pine Creek, to Rampart, to Liberty, the Village, everywhere and allwhere.
On the first Saturday of every year, the robotics season goes into full swing. The team shared on how this works and the challenges they face each time.
Ooh, kickoff. That's the start of our game. So, in the very beginning, in January 4th this year, the very first Saturday of every year, First Robotics releases our game. It is the utmost intense little 2.5-minute video full of rules and challenges that you're like, oh my gosh, you can get points for this and you get points for that, and we have to go compete, and we've got 8 weeks to do this.
Students will work to see the competition, see the challenges, and go through the entire design process to propose a type of robot that they want to compete.
To say, what? We are building that type of robot? Like, it's so cool. So you go from the game and you say, great, that sounds like fun. What do we do?
There is never enough time for each department to be with the robot. Every department always needs more time, but they can never have it, so we have to make them compromise with each other and work together to be able to get what everyone needs on time.
We have so many different aspects, like the drivetrain, the programming, the wiring, and so getting all the departments together, being able to have the same goal and idea of working on the robot is also another big problem that we generally face.
Many students find this robotics team as a home away from home, feeling joy and excitement while building robots.
It's the only, from scratch, you do pretty much all the wiring, all the CAD, all the pure cutting of the metal to make any kind of robot, and you don't start from Legos or any random code, you physically build it from scratch.
We have yet to build the robot, and that's what I'm looking forward to, is I'm looking forward to getting there and actually starting to write and make some code.
Building a robot and figuring out how to manipulate the field and then building that solution out of metal and stuff, it's going to be so much fun.
I like the community that we built kind of naturally, and especially with the friends and stuff that are there, at least for me. It is a very community-based and almost family-based time that we have.
I love the community and all of the people there. I just find it so fun and accepting.
And then you build connections with other teams across the state and across the nation, but you have that sense of pride within the team of itself.
If you want to join the team, keep a lookout at the end of the school year for more information to join next year. This has been Drew Schloesser reporting for KRAM.
Hopefully they don't build something that'll take over the world.
That would be scary, but luckily we have a segment about facing one's fears.
Mridul and Ricky have an exclusive interview set up that keeps the viewers on their toes.
You don't know the heights KRAM will go to get a good interview. Ricky, Cregg, and I go KRAM extreme with this piece on Nolan Boatright.
Fear is a mind killer, but have we forgotten its place in the roots of our growth? For as long as humanity has been around, we've come to understand that the fittest survive. But perhaps due to the longevity society has given, it's safe to say that courage is the name of the game now. The point of life is no longer just to breathe. It is to live.
We here at KRAM like to showcase students that exemplify that principle of bravery. That's why I'm hanging off the side of a cliff. Hello, Mridul. Joining me today is Nolan Boatright.
Hi, my name is Nolan Boatright. We are currently hanging outside of a cliff, and we are brave. I was hanging up there, Mridul.
How did you get into rock climbing?
I've been doing rock climbing kind of my whole life. My dad taught me when I was a kid. I just never really stopped.
What is or was one of your greatest fears?
So the development of fear within people really comes down to various psychological theories and approaches to psychology. There's many different ways that we theorize that fear could be developed and fester, ranging from evolutionary approaches that we have developed fear as a means of survival, to identify things that could potentially be harm to us and then avoid those situations, right? You can also go to a behavioral approach where we have learned people or watched people be fearful of something, observational learning, and then being reinforced over time to avoid those things that we are afraid of.
My greatest fears in the past was death. It was always this big thing to be afraid of. But over the years go on, I've gotten more experiences, and now I just kind of live life one day at a time, Fear is inevitable, and so is death.
How have you overcome that fear?
But we also know that the frontal lobe plays a role within fear as well. Part of that processing, planning, just all like the thought processes that exist, right, within that frontal lobe, then connect to that amygdala and spark that feeling of fear.
In the field of psychology, what has been observed in overcoming fear?
Probably the most common approach that someone could take is through what we call like an exposure therapy, which includes the process of systematic desensitization. So essentially the idea with that would be like, let's take a fear that I have, right? Like I'm very afraid of sharks. Like, so through a desensitization process or a systematic desensitization process, what I would do is start with a small exposure to sharks, right? And then eventually build myself up to where maybe I am, face to face with a shark, right? And through those small experiences, my brain will essentially begin to realize, like, I don't have to be afraid in this situation.
Well, I had a lot of medical injuries, going through some surgeries, having some like identity switches. I've learned that just life is life, no matter what happens. Just threw myself off a cliff a couple times, like we're doing, safely, of course. And there goes the fear,
How do you think your friends describe you?
My friends would probably describe me as
just a rock star. He works hard, he's attentive. One of the things that I really love about him is his ability to just pick up a task that maybe somebody doesn't want to do, or he is the first one to step up and volunteer for something.
What's his character like?
I'd say he's just super funny. He's always happy. I've never seen him upset about anything. Just a fun guy to be around.
Adventurous, because again, here we are hanging off the side of a cliff.
Absolutely. Do you see rock climbing in your future, Nolan? And if so, how, and as a hobby, as a job, what do you see it as?
I mean, it's definitely kind of a hobby thing. I got a lot of other things I want to do in life.
And what is it?
I want to be like paramedic. But having this as kind of a hobby is going to be a great thing for me. I love doing this. It's so much fun. It's a challenge day in and day out, but it's a good time and I enjoy it.
Fear is the mind grower. And whether you find yourself on the side of a cliff or you find yourself on the side of a cliff, remember that the point is...
Nolan, I should tell you, I'm afraid of heights.
Mridul, we just rappelled down a cliff.
Oh yeah, we did.
No, Mridul. Fear makes me know we're alive. Fear makes life worth living.
To live. This has been Ricky Cregg.
And Mridul Govind, signing off.
Fear is the embodiment of one's own judgment, and how you decide to react to that judgment often can overtake your life.
To face fear is to have courage, but I wouldn't know because I'm not a philosopher.
Before we finish today, let's check in one more time with Mridul for today's Stew Corner.
What's up, Rampart? This is your weekly Stew Corner. Cancer is out, going bald for a good cause is in. Bald for Bucks sign-ups have begun for this year, and it's all happening on the 28th of February. Sign up in room 211, go bold and go bald, Rams. The school becomes the pinnacle of entertainment this month, with Lip Dub coming up on the 31st of January. Students will get a chance to represent their classes and/or clubs and appear in a school-wide music video. Get ready for the craziest music event of the school year.
We can't wait for Bald for Bucks this year, Rams, and all the other events too.
Unfortunately, that's all we have time for this week, Rams. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Carter Phillips.
And I'm Benjamin Wren.
Signing off for KRAM.
All the way to the top. Go. Okay, stay right there.
Oh.
It's a race. Let go.
It was
it's time.
Shoot. Spotlight, no. Balloons? No. Confetti. Confetti is good.